Emma, it's great to see you. Thank you for coming to be at the Retail Tech Show. What are you making of it?
It's very interesting to see new technology, networking with a lot of people across Europe. So it's very, very positive so far.
We're doing some very interesting things together.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the problems you're trying to solve with Quorso, if that makes sense.
We're coming from a reality where our store managers, our district managers, and our heroes on the ground are meeting a lot of challenges with different reports, a lot of different tools they need to handle in their busy daily life. Yeah. Everything we do as a company meet that one customer, that one person in the store. Yeah. And our goal is to try to make it easier for them so they can focus on giving our customer fast, friendly service, yeah. But also promise our customers that our store will always be ready for our customers with clean stores, products on the shelves, everything working, yeah. Equipment-wise. So that's our promise to our customers.
Fantastic. And when you talk about lots of tools, lots of reports, etc., do you have any indication of like how many tools, how many reports the average Circle K store manager's getting today?
I would say that we're looking at 25 plus reports.
Wow.
Because we're not only selling one thing, right? Our business is very broad. And everything is important, of course. But like I mentioned, that everything is meeting that one person. Yeah. And how we can make it easier for them to focus on what is the most important for that particular store. Yeah. And we have been collaborating with you now for a year. And we can see that this is a new way of working, feeding in that data and getting actionable insights directly for each store or each individual, depending on the role. Has been a game changer, but also a very new and different way of working.
Yeah, interesting. And what's been the reaction to that? And I guess, you know, one of the things we think is unusual about Quorso is it measures the impact of every action every manager takes. Can you talk a bit about how that's felt for store managers?
I think we have been through a journey where it's always difficult to start new ways of working, right? Yeah. We're going away from a lot of feelings to fact-based, right? Yeah. And for our store managers, it's been a great journey, getting a lot of feedback, working very close with them. Yeah. But I think trusting that the data is right has been one thing we have been working a lot with. Yeah. And we have great ambassadors in our company that are supporting, that really believes in this way of working and in the tool. Yeah. And they have supported in the dialogue, speaking the same language. So we have particularly one store manager that has been really, really good ambassadors for us.
Fantastic. And when you say trust in the data, I mean the data's the data. The data's right.
It's the data, yeah.
But are you saying it's kind of people going, yeah, but you know, I usually think that's the problem. Is that what you mean by that? It's that kind of gut feel that people have got used to?
Yeah, and I think we are measuring a lot. We're looking at sales from last year. Yeah. Are we improving from last year, or are we selling more than our peers? Yeah. While Quorso is targeting opportunities of sales, right? Yeah. So you can get triggered a mission or an action that you are dropping below the expected sales of a sausage. Yeah. But you can still be selling a lot of hot dogs compared to other stores. Or sausages. Yeah. But you're dropping compared to what trend you should follow. Yeah. And I think this is a change in mindset.
Yes, it's a much more kind of real-time, real-time approach, and also helping everyone get even better. So I guess in the past, people who are good in an area would kind of get a pass. Whereas I guess with this, what we're saying is, you're normally good, but maybe you could do even a little bit better because you didn't have such a good week last week.
Because what Quorso is telling us then is something happened in your store this week that made you drop. Compared to how you usually perform, right? Yeah. And this is another way of using the data,
Yeah, I got it. And what's been the store manager and the district manager response to it? Do they like it? What do they like about it? What don't they like about it?
We have heard things like it's like an invisible assistant. It's the first thing I do when I come to the store in the morning to see what I need to focus on based on potential financial improvement or potential benefits for our customer, etc. But we have also had store managers that it's been taking quite a few months to get them on board.
Yeah.
And that has been connected to trusting the data, new way of working. So working with a change management piece has been super important to succeed with getting the leaders and our store managers and district managers to actually use the tool.
Yeah.
But we have had over 90% engagement in the tool from a store manager. And that is at least telling me that it's user-friendly. This is also what we hear.
Yeah.
And it's helping them to make their life easier every day.
Yeah, fantastic. I guess we're in a world where finance scrutinizes every euro cent of spend, every dollar of spend.
Yeah.
How do you think about the business case for Quorso? What are the benefits that you communicate to the organization?
We have decided to do a very strict priority on what data we're feeding in and what actions we want to focus on, right?
Yeah.
Because when we ask the store manager, they just want everything in the same system.
Yeah.
And that is a part of the business case as well, to look at what tools can we actually remove and replace with that one-stop shop where you can use one tool to solve many problems that they meet in the day. We have sales uplift as a part of that as well, that you get notified when your sales are dropping and you can actually act upon that quick instead of looking at that in a business review after a month or from a report, right? So that's also part. We're working a lot with food waste and here Quorso can support with notifying our store managers when they are wasting too much products. So these are some examples.
Yeah, that's interesting. So the first one you mentioned is that kind of system cost reduction. And I think one thing we see a lot is there's 6 or 7 different tools, at least, that store managers have to use: audits and walks and task and comms and blah, etc. And I guess you can bring a lot of those into Quorso. You're starting on that journey now, but that's obviously a saving. I guess the second one you mentioned was the kind of, the direct benefits, the sales uplift, waste reduction, etc.
And on the first note there with the reduction, it's not necessarily only like reduction of the cost of tools, but saving time. Not spending time on 20 systems or tools, but you have everything into one. It's also giving a lot of time back to our customers from that is now spent on reports.
I love that. I mean, the way I think about it is you've got a single pipe to a store manager or district manager, and you can put different things down that pipe, but you don't have to train them in another pipe. You don't have to give them another pipe. It's one pipe, if that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely.
And then finally, Emma, because we were talking about this at dinner yesterday, and I thought it was a great point, technology companies don't have a great reputation with store ops teams. So can you talk a little bit about, your experience of working with Quorso, and what we're getting right and what we're getting wrong, if that's okay?
One thing is the flexibility to meet our needs, that we have a partnership that we can give very honest feedback and we get listened to, but also it's important that we have a good dialogue where we can also learn from you and from other customers you're working with, how we can improve our processes and the ways we are working, right? And I think we have a lot of experience with launching tools in the if we look back in the history, launching tools that will solve the world and they will be great and so on, and we have learned a lot from that, and maybe a tool will not solve the world. It's about the people using it, right?
It's all about humans.
So it's a big part of what we focus on, also on the change management piece, where we get support from you in training and explaining, because there's a very complex calculations behind all of this.
Yeah.
And to believe it, you need to understand it.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, Emma, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's been great to speak to you. Thank you.